Hi everyone. Sorry for making you come on a weekend. Okay, we will start. I think the last class we did it till this quote. So we will start from the secret to relationships. Okay. Life presents everything to you so that you can choose what you love. And part of the gift of life is that you are given all kinds of people so you can choose what you love in those people and turn away from what you don't love. You are not meant to manufacture love for qualities in a person you don't love, but simply to turn away without giving them any feelings. See, one thing that you have to understand in relationships, rather when you're working with people or when you're working with yourself, in the sense when I say yourself, I'm talking about the body. Okay. So I will refer to ourselves as the soul, and the body is external to us, which means it is another person that I'm going to be talking about. Then we have all these other people who are around us. So one thing that you should really remember as a rule of thumb is the world is my mirror. Okay. So everybody is enacting my own self in front of me. So for example, if I take myself, right? If I look at my husband or my children or anybody that I meet in front of me, or even for that matter, my own clients, all of them are reflecting myself. Okay. So you may ask a question, if all of them are reflecting me, then how do I know why they are coming in front of me? Like, for example, if somebody has cancers, why are people with cancers coming in front of me? And as of now, I don't have anything to do with cancer in my own life, right? So why are all of these people coming in front of me? I can ask a question about this to myself. So the universe may bring you all of these experiences, may bring you different kinds of people in front of you with different behaviors, different health issues, different things. We may not always understand the message from that experience. We may not understand, but what we have to understand is you have to just accept them the way it is, because in this, what are they saying? You can choose to turn away. You can choose to turn away from what you don't resonate with, right? It means, for example, if you are seeing an angry person in front of you, if you react to that angry person because you don't like, right? You don't like that angry person in front of you. So you're going to react and say, why are you angry? Why are you doing this sort of thing? If you react, it doesn't mean that you are accepting it the way it is. See, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what happens? You can only accept the way you are, right? You can't change anything in the mirror. That is very clear to us. When we look at the mirror, whatever we see in the mirror, you cannot change that person in the mirror, but you can change this person. And then if I keep a bindi, then that bindi is going to reflect in the mirror. The world is like that only. In people also, everything that you see is basically your own mirror reflection. But like, for example, let's say I have a pimple and I look at myself in the mirror. I wouldn't really know why I have a pimple. But when I look at myself in the mirror, let's say I have a pimple. but I don't know why I have a pimple. There may be many reasons why I have that pimple on my face. So like that only, when you look at somebody in front of you, you may not really understand why that person is in front of you, or why is he behaving the way in front of you. So the message is not very clear, or the takeaway from that relationship is not very clear, which is perfectly okay. Because like we see the person in the mirror and we don't have a clue of why I have a pimple. Similarly, you just have to accept. You just have to accept that such a person is in front of me, behaving in a certain way. That's it. So you just leave it as it is. So that is called 100% acceptance. So when you give 100% acceptance to whoever is in front of you, that phase of that person who is in anger or something like that will pass. Because when that person is in anger, you will be able to see what is the disturbance that you are feeling within this body or this mind. By looking at that mirror image, I can look at my mirror image and say, I don't like my pimple. I look very ugly. I want it to go away. What should I do to go away? And every day I come back and look at the mirror. Every day I have, oh my God, one more pimple. Oh my God, this is red. Oh my God, this is pus. There is a oozing. So I can basically keep coming back to the same issue again and again, but it will not change because a mirror is supposed to keep reflecting. So similarly, a person in front of you will keep reflecting, unless we say, yes, in the mirror, whatever we see is as is. And since I don't know since I don't know, that I'm not here to bring solutions. I'm here only to be a vehicle for the soul that is within me. Okay, I'm just a car, or I'm just a driver for that master that is sitting in the back. I'm driving the master. Okay, I have my owner who's sitting in the back seat, and I am basically driving the car. The owner may ask me to go here, there, and we may go to multiple places. I don't know why we are going there. The owner has a different agenda, right? The owner might go say, okay, stop here, go there. We may go there, but we don't know what is the objective of the owner to be there, right? So if the owner understands what he has to see or what he has to do once he reaches the destination, then I can only, me in the sense, as a driver, I can only take him to that place. But I may not understand what he is doing, what he is talking with people there, or why did we even go there? I may not understand as a driver. I may only be able to maybe take some small portions of, maybe I overheard a conversation between my master and somebody. Oh, okay, they are here for some business transaction, or they are here for some business deal. Or here he's coming to a temple to do some puja. Something like that. I'll just get little bit of information based on what I see, based on whatever I hear or whatever, right? I don't know the 100%. I can't understand 100% of what my master is here for. My job is to take my master to each and every place because I'm a driver. Okay, similarly, this body is just a driver. This mind is also just a driver. This ego is also just a driver. Why do they say be in 100% acceptance? Means the driver can't keep questioning, right? If the driver is constantly questioning, why do you have to go here, master? What do you have to do? What if this happens? What if that happens? A driver does not do that, right? If he says go there, means go there. There is no second choice about it. And then even after going there, he is not questioning, master, when are you going to come back? How long should I wait? So all of those questions are not asked. You're here as a driver, you just sit, you wait for me. And I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do in this place, and I'm just going to come back. Something like that. So similarly, when they say that you are just a you're in acceptance mode means you are just allowing the experience to flow inside the way it is through your experience, through your sense organs, which means you're seeing a person who's angry, you're just absorbing it. You're just looking. There is no up and down happening inside you. There is just acceptance. Your ears are hearing something, it is just accepting. So you are just a driver. You're just taking that information and then you are just bringing it inside. So who is actually making sense of that whole thing? Who is actually processing that information that is coming in front? It's the driver. It is the master that is within, which is your divine one within you. He is the one who is observing. He's in witness mode, right? That soul that is inside, it's actually in witness mode. So the person who is in witness mode knows everything, so he understands. The driver does not understand. That is why when we see people in front of us acting the way they are, we can't understand why they're acting like this. We may not even have a takeaway message. Like, I have so many clients, I don't know why they've come to me, right? Of course, we have a relationship as a educator and as a person who's taking the education. But for me, what is a takeaway? As a person who I'm watching somebody else giving me certain experience and I'm seeing my own reflection in some people, I don't know what is my takeaway all the time. Sometimes I may understand, sometimes I may not be able to understand. So this is why we have to completely accept it. You can't change. If you go and put your own head into it, like you put your own ego into it, what happens? It will not flow. The experience will not flow as is to the master. And you will not get that experience's richness the way it is supposed to be. Understand? So that is why they say, turn away from something without giving them any feelings. Without giving them any feelings, because you are not able to resonate with it. So if our original nature is to love, is to be grateful, is to, so that is our original nature. So if you are not in that line and you're experiencing something that is not your original nature, you're not able to connect with it. So just turn away, just don't react to it, just don't respond to it. Basically, when I say reaction response, I'm not talking about talking and all that. I'm talking about mentally, just accept it the way it is. Don't try to change it. Don't try to interfere with it. So the more you are trying to interfere with it, you are putting your own resistance. So the more there is resistance, the electricity flow or the energy flow will not be very seamless. Okay, there is a lot of drain there. Okay. So turning away from what you don't love in someone means you are relaxed about it and life is giving you a choice. It doesn't mean that you argue with them, prove they're wrong, or you criticize or blame them or you want to change them because you think you are right. Because if you do any of these things, you are not giving love big time. So which means you are not acting in your original nature. So there is a conflict. Your own soul is nourished. Your own soul is nourished when you are kind. It is destroyed when you are cruel. Okay. So King Solomon, he mentions this. When you are on a feeling frequency of love, then only people who are on the same feeling frequency as you can come into your life. So we may not have been in 100% love all the time. So, which is exactly why we are here on earth, to be able to learn from something, learn from experiences where we were not 100% in love. And now, when the same opportunity comes in front of us as a mirror, right? The hope is that we will give love to this 100% again, at least this time. So provided we have the knowledge to give that love 100%. If we don't have the knowledge, let's say we gave only 50% love, then it will come back again. So that is what, because the system or this nature wants you to get to a state where you are in 100% love, and to in every situation, in every experience. So wherever we have never given 100% love, even if it's, let's say, 50%, 40%, sometimes 12%, 10, in any of these things less than 100%, like until 99, let's say 99.99 sort of. So any less than 100% will come back as your karma. That is why they say karma is not bad. Karma is a system which is giving you an opportunity to be able to give justice to a situation, to an experience where you have not actually treated with 100% love in the past many lives. So it is coming into our life this time so that you can give 100% love. And what is 100% love? 100% love doesn't mean that you say, oh, I love you. It doesn't mean all that. 100% love means you understand what is happening and you allow it to be the way it is. And you are not in, I don't like it. You're not in that sort of state. Okay, you are actually, okay, fine. Yeah. It is perfectly okay the way it is. That is 100% love. And you are actually in understanding and aligned with why all these things are happening in my life. You know, some days you really feel happy, some days you feel irritated, and other days you feel sad. You can be in many different versions of yourself. A person in a relationship with you can also be many versions, including happy, irritated, or sad. No doubt you will have seen them being many different versions, but every version is still that person only. When you are happy, then only the happy version of other people can come into your life. But when you have to be happy, but when you have to be happy to receive the happy version of the other, but you have to be happy to be able to receive the happy version of other people. So which means if you are not even having a container to be able to receive that kind of quantity in your life, right? If you're not even able to receive that, then if you don't have, let's say, for example, you want 1 liter of water. If you don't have a container that can hold 1 liter of water, what is the use of even, I'm just expecting I need 1 liter of water, but I don't have a container with me. Even if that 1 liter water comes in front of me also, I don't have a container to hold it. So what they are saying is, you first of all develop that container to be able to hold it. And how do I become that container? By constantly giving what I think I don't have. So if I think I don't have health, then I need to first believe that I already have health. Okay, that is the meaning of giving. You're giving the universe a feeling. In the past, you gave a feeling of not having health. Now you have to constantly give a feeling of I have health, I have a great health, I have this. So basically, you're genuinely, you need to understand that you need to be able to give that vibrations out that I'm brilliant, I'm very happy, I'm very healthy. See, I have been able to witness this in my life. And the more I am practicing these things, I'm able to see results. Okay, so there were certain, so I've been experimenting with my body, especially after I've been working with gratitude and power and all of those things with the mind. So I usually do that because I usually put experiment on my own self and to see exactly how practically certain things happen, mind-body connection and all that, how these things happen. I work on it myself before I actually take it to my clients. So like this, I've been working on some of the food issues that I've been having, right? So in the past, I never used to have grains because they're of course complex, and in the beginning stages, like 2009, 2021 sort of thing, I used to be in fear of many of these things. because what used to happen was when I talk to people with complex issues and all that, I would not advise them having grains and all those things, because we knew that it was complex, to save some of the energy. But those days, the sentences that we would tell, or I would tell, was grains are not our food because we can't chew them, and that is why they are not our food. So those were the reasons. But then after I'm done with the client and all that, then I would go back and eat the same thing, right? So what is my body thinking? Hey, she's telling something and then she's doing something else. So I had a lot of conflicts that were actually happening in my own life as an educator, doing something versus telling something. But what are we thinking? Oh, the person in front of me has a certain problem, has a certain illness, and let's say, for example, cancer. And then I would give some explanations, and then I'm going back and doing the same thing, right? I'm going and eating grains, or I'm eating something else. In my head, what it is, oh, they have cancer, so they have to follow. I don't have to follow because I don't have any such issues. So these sort of conflicts were there in my life, and I had to eventually understand that I can't talk something and keep doing it, right? I can't have a conflict. So that understanding I had to bring in my mind, that my body is listening, my mind is listening. When I speak something, I'm actually either cursing myself or I'm blessing myself, right? You understand? So I had to watch my own words. I had to think, how do I even talk to people? So many of these things were there. And then over a period of time, I've understood that. So it took a while for me to understand that food is not an enemy. And for me, at least, it was not an enemy. Okay, I would still talk to them about what they have to eat and all of that. But then it was affecting me. So I had to translate in my head, bring it into my head about the relationship that I had with food. Okay, that is also a relationship only. So the relationship I had with food, sorry, there's a vendor. Okay, so the relationship I had with food was in fear. It was a fear-based relationship, because as initially when this conflict was going on, I was not aware, right? So I used to have fissures before. Okay, fissures are developed majorly because of fear and anxiety and all of those things. So I had all of that in the past. So I overcame that with respect to lifestyle. And then over a period of time, when I was in fear of this rice, especially, because only after the fissure came, I had to analyze what is happening. I'm on fruits, I'm on vegetables and all of those things. What is this? Fissures have developed. I'm not even having a constipation. I'm not having any issue, but then why fissures? I had to question some of these things, right? That is when I did some post-mortem, I understood that, hey, I'm actually putting a conflict in my own life. So how do I address this? I had to address and teach myself how to talk. And then I had to teach myself how to even bring that into my own head. Oh, food is not a thing. And then I had to connect with the rice and say, like, mentally imagine that rice is a human being. And then I had to talk to the rice. I mean, I imagine myself talking to the rice and saying sorry and those kinds of things. I did all that. Within 3 days, my fissures were gone. Because genuinely, I felt that I did a lot of injustice by blaming those kinds of things when I was able to eat it. So there's a lot of these connections that you need to understand. You can't go and then have a very anti something and then have a good life also. So slowly, so that fissures went off. After that, I could not retain the same state of mind or whatever you want. So it came once more, and then again I did. So see, these fissures, when I was in this period, right, it did not go away with juicing. It did not go away with, let's say, rest or whatever the typical stuff that works for my clients, or it worked for me also in the past. It did not work for me. So which means that I was in a situation where something else I had to try, some other some other teaching was there, some other lesson was there, it came. Then slowly, after doing gratitude and all of those things, before doing gratitude and all that, it again, I was in a situation where when I ate grains and complex foods and all that, I would basically have a lot of cold. I used to have a lot of sneezing and cold and phlegm and all of that. Then after I started doing gratitude, I did gratitude for food also. I did gratitude for, I genuinely felt that they have served me since my childhood and I have come till here. And of course, I may be in a state where I may not need it. Okay. But at the same time, I wanted to be very grateful. So over a period of time, what has happened is my relationship with food has gotten very, very good. And it took, so that cold that I kept telling, initially I did not try rice at all. Then after a long time, there came situations where I had to try it and all that. But then I was very clear that when I'm actually trying it, I need to be in a very high state of mind, which means I should not be in fear. I should not be in any of those things where that connection between me and rice is not great. So I was very clear that I need to be in a very high acceptance state, gratitude state, and those kinds of things. But if I'm not in that state, I'm not eating it. That I was very clear. So only when I was in that state, like totally in that thank you mode, only then I ate it. So like that, as and when I tested that approach also, it really worked for me. And I maybe little cold came, and over a period of time, it's been maybe a month or so, I've even if I eat it, I'm not catching a cold. I'm not actually reacting to it. Nothing is happening. So all of this, you have to understand by yourself. I don't have anybody to tell me all these things, but we have to understand, because you need to be open to understand or accept what is in front of you is not an enemy. Okay, your people are not enemies. Your food is not an enemy. Your experiences are not an enemy. Your anger is not an enemy. Your fear is not an enemy. Nothing is an enemy. There is nothing bad about this world at all. You have to be in acceptance. Only when you are in genuine acceptance. What is acceptance? You're not trying to change anything. Like, for example, this phone is a phone. I accepted that this is a phone. But if I'm not in acceptance, then I'll constantly be cribbing about this phone. And I'll say, why do I have this Android? I need to have an iPhone. Hey, this is so bad. That is so bad. I would basically keep trying to change it, or maybe try to get some cover or something that is more iPhone kind of looking. Somehow, some patchwork I'll probably keep doing something or the other to make sure that my mind believes that I have an iPhone. Because if my mind is dissatisfied that I have an Android, I want to constantly keep working on something or the other to ensure that my mind becomes happy, right? So what I'll keep doing, I'll keep trying to change something or the other in this phone to sort of feel satisfied that I have an iPhone. So this is what is called not in acceptance. But when you are in acceptance, I accept things the way they are. I'm not really trying to change anything about it. Even if a person is not in the right status at all, I'm not trying to change anything. So that has to come genuinely. Only then, slowly, your body will show that healing. It will show healing. Relationships will show healing. Whatever relationship you have with anything externally, whether it's your body, whether it's your people, whether it is the money, whether it is anything, the relationships that you have will definitely start getting better and better. It may not happen overnight, but it may slowly show that. But you need to wait. Acceptance means today I'll be in acceptance, then I'll wait to see whether it is happening or no. Then I'll not go in acceptance. That dilly-dally cannot happen. You cannot keep oscillating between this and that and this and that. There is no testing. Okay, in acceptance, there is no testing. You cannot be in testing mode. You have to always be in done, lock kiya jai kind of mode. It doesn't mean you're responsible for others' happiness, because everyone is responsible for their own lives and happiness. What it means is there is nothing else for you to do but to feel happy yourself. And the law of attraction will do the rest. So you just have to be. And what is expected to come to you by law will come to you. Happiness depends upon ourselves. So you cannot depend on somebody else for your happiness. Even your body, okay? Even your body cannot please you. You just have to be happy. That happiness has to generate from inside. Pets. One way to take the sting out of confrontational or difficult relationship is to imagine people as your own personal emotional trainers. The force of love presents you with a whole array of personal emotional pets, disguised as everyday people, but they are all training you to choose love. So in our Gita class, they call this VVGPs. Okay. What is VVGPs means? Of course, in Hindi, it is called Vyakti, Vastu, Paristhiti, and Ghatna. In English, if you say, it is called POSE, P-O-S-E. Means people, objects, situations, and experiences. Every single thing in your life, as trainers, they come to you in these 4 forms only. And here they call it pets. So every day, these things come in front of you, trying to teach you something or the other. So they are trying to train you to choose love. Like I said, in the past, you did not give love, 100% love. So this time when they come in front of you, you have to give 100% love. If you don't know how to give 100% love, that is why all these classes, Gita class, power class, magic class, all of these things are constantly coming to you. Knowledge is coming to you, books are coming to you, teachers are coming to you, YouTube videos are coming to you. All of these are coming to you just so that you see how to give 100% love, right? So this is what it is. Some people may be soft personal emotional trainers. Just give me a minute. I'll just open the door. Some people may be soft pets because they don't push you very hard and they are easy to love. Some people may be tough pets because they push you to your limits, as some personal trainers do, like in gyms. But they are the ones who are making you stronger to choose love no matter what. All your first line of relationships, right? Husband, wives, kids, in-laws, parents, sisters, brothers. All of these people are those hardcore trainers. Okay? They are very, very... Not written. Not that. So all these first line of people are hardcore people. That is why they are sticking to us on a daily basis. In the beginning, your parents, your sisters, your brothers are your hardcore trainers. But if you have not learned to love them, that contract period is over. Okay. Initially, let's say you have a everyday exposure kind of contract period. After that, if you have not learned from that to give 100% love, if you have not learned while you're staying with them, then what will happen? You would have the contract will reduce, let's say, a few hours. Then you'll go to your husband's house. Then the same people are now going to try to test you to give 100% love. Your in-laws, your husband, your children, all of these people. So you cannot expect that the same people are going to be in your life forever unless you have a lifetime contract with them. So all of these are nothing but why some people are more in your life, why they are bothering you a lot in your life. Exposure to those people are like your head is like literally frustrated, or it is because they are stronger pets and you have asked them to be your trainer. Okay, like how we go to gym, we pay them, especially personal training. We give a lot more money than group training or generally using the gym or whatever, right? Why? We are paying them to make our life miserable, right? To make our life miserable, which means they make us work harder so that we get trained. We are only paying them, no? So like this, in our lives also, we as souls would have had a contract with them to train us to become who we are by giving us this frequent exposure. So if you have to learn patience, then somebody in front of you will constantly test your patience, which means they will try to make you lose your patience. Despite that, you need to learn how to give 100% patience. So this is what is called training, and which is what we do in the gym also, right? We have resistance, like weights and all of those things are nothing but resistance. So when they are resisting us, we have to go against this resistance and then build our muscles. So like this, we are developing mind muscles here. So pets can use all kinds of situations and tactics to challenge you. But the thing to remember is that every challenge is presented, so you will choose love and turn away from negativity and blame. You need to see what is your response. Okay. So for example, if you are in fear, accept that you are in fear. Don't try to remove the fear. Don't try to what do you say? So fear is challenging you. That is also your body and mind are also trying to give you your own challenges. So you there again also be a witness. Let's say you have a pain in the body. That is also trying to challenge you. So those are also like VVGPs or POSC or pets. They are also trying to challenge you. So choose love in return. So choose to love yourself, be kind to yourself, accept yourself the way you are. It will pass. Every time something comes on you and you are in that disturbed state, choose to again go back to acceptance mode. So the moment you go to acceptance mode, you are choosing to love. Then eventually bring gratitude. So when you're able to bring gratitude, when you're able to accept things the way they are, then the trainers would have, what do you say, become successful in training you. Because in the past, you were not successful, you were constantly in resistance, and you developed the habits today. Today, whatever habits you have practiced that a lot, which was absolutely not in love. So now if you have to go against your own habits, then some resistance will come because you don't want to change. We all want to be in our comfort zones. We all want to use only the habits that we have developed a lot. We don't want to develop new habits at all. So if we have to develop new habits, we need a resistance to that habit, old habit. Then despite that, we need to push ourselves and develop a new habit. So that also will become a comfort zone over a period of time. Like this only, we have to jump from one comfort zone to another comfort zone. And that has to become a habit as well. Okay. So some trainers may test you by provoking you to feel revenge, anger, or hatred. Turn away by looking for things you love in life. See, some things like even dairy, meat, and all of those things, right? We may have anger, or we may have hate. We may have some disgust or something like that also because of the belief systems that we have been carrying now. So there also you have to see, am I giving love to that? You don't have to choose and go drink dairy. That is not what we are talking about. We are not talking about physical at all. We are only talking about the mind here. So when I'm talking about the mind, am I choosing to accept things the way they are? Am I choosing to like be grateful? Thank you. I did have my share of milk or whatever it is in my past many years. And now I am at a stage where I don't need, where I have the awareness that that is no longer my food. It was the food of the calf. When that awareness was not there, I drank. Thank you for giving me the awareness. That's it. But I'm not choosing to hate people who drink it. I'm not choosing to, hate and not give it to somebody else. So I am not choosing any of these negative, lower frequency emotions to connect with anything in my life. So that is what we have to do. Turn away by looking for things you love in your life. So bring love, because many times we are all mothers. We may face things that we don't like. We may or we may not like it at all, but still we still have to choose love in that. We still have to bring gratitude in that. We still have to bring acceptance in that. Some trainers may even hit you with guilt, feelings of unworthiness or fear. Don't fall for any of them, because negativity of any kind is not love. See, nobody is coming, at least as far as I know, I don't know anybody who is getting physical abuse from anybody. So if everybody is in the family or exposure is mentally abusing you or mentally giving you any experience, it is because you choose to allow that negativity to affect you. So what the book is saying is, accept things the way they are. Don't try to change it. Look away from them means don't try to look at it and try to change it. Instead, accept it the way it is, and there is nothing to change about it. So you are in neutral state. Then go to gratitude. Then look for something where you feel good about life. You feel grateful for about life. Hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. Martin Luther King Jr. If you imagine the people in your life as your personal trainers, it will help you with any difficult relationships. So, like for example, I was at some point I was doing this love meditation. It was by somebody's. I don't remember. I think it was by some Brazilian. So she was into meditations, and then she was doing this love meditation. In that also she says, like how Gita says, every VBGP in your life, every pet in your life, you need to be very grateful for them in your life, majorly because they are coming to train you, to make you feel better. Whether you take the training in the right spirit or not, that is secondary. But aren't they doing their job in the right way? As per your contract, they are doing, right? So if they are doing, please be grateful for it, because they are not wasting. It's like that experience is coming to you so that you can learn. So be grateful for the experience, be grateful for the people who bring the experience or the pets. It is the tough trainers who make you strong and determined to choose love no matter what, but they are also giving you a message. See, in my life, like my mother-in-law, I used to have a very hate relationship with my mother-in-law. But as I started to walk on this path, I started to bless. And the more I blessed and the more I blessed and the more I blessed, the equation was not the same as what it was before. And then over a period of time, as I kept doing the same thing, see, at what happens is at one point, you'll keep blessing. Then after that, you don't have to bless, because that state of mind has already got changed. So now, even if I don't bless on a daily basis, the state of mind is still in acceptance. I don't want to. In the past, I was trying to resist the behavioral experience that I was getting from them. So I was in resistance. So once I started blessing, it means that I am sort of getting into acceptance more. So then I was blessing. Then I eventually went into acceptance. I went into gratitude and all of those things. So there was, even if I stopped doing that over a period of time, that mental status was acceptance and surrender and all of those things. So now we are in a great relationship. Like they have very high regards for me, and in fact, my mother-in-law thinks that, oh, she doesn't eat this, so I will do this and give. So they are overdoing, like going beyond what they are supposed to do, and doing many things for me, my family, and all of that. Why? Because in my head, I've changed, not because they have changed. They have not become vegans also so far. Okay, they are still on medicines. They are still on many things. I mean, not doing what I don't coach as such. They don't even know very clearly what I do. even though I practice all of these things, and they have accepted whatever I do, and they are in fact, they do many things for me. So which means it's all become that love kind of state. I'm very grateful, because in my head, she's like a teacher. She came into my life as a teacher, a very strong teacher. So a very strong teacher deserves a lot of respect, because I love what I'm doing today. I love who I have become today. So if I love who I have become today, the reason behind that is her. She was the one who gave me that experience in the first place to get to that worst situation in my life. So because of her hardcore training, which of course I resisted, and that resistance got me to a situation where I had to go in the reverse direction, because there was no more path to go forward. And if I had to choose to live, I had to travel in the reverse direction. I could not go forward with resistance anymore. So I had to accept. But in the end of that line, there was love your mother-in-law. I did not know that. But as I started traveling in the reverse direction, she was there in front of me, and I had to start loving her. There was no choice. Because if I go back, if I don't like that, then I'll have to choose death. That was my only choice. Right? So I had to, so for me, acceptance came more forcibly, but still I accepted it and did it genuinely. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell is, the more you are in genuine acceptance, the more relationships will change. Everything will change. You can't judge your trainer and say, why are they so tough? You have to accept the training the way it is, and you go with that flow. If they are doing things which are very irritable to you, it's okay. It's okay. What is there? Yes, that has to come to you as a training, it has to come to you. If you have to lift 25 kgs, yes, you have to lift 25 kgs. That is a part of the training. Can't help it. That's it. So, like, let's say if your husband is constantly putting a wet towel on the bed, and you constantly keep saying, wet towel, wet towel, wet towel, wet towel. The bed is becoming wet, the bed is becoming, and they are not changing. What can you do about it? You were in resistance mode because you did not accept that, yes, there is a person in my life, a trainer in my life. This trainer is teaching me something. And what is a training? Okay, there is a wet towel on the bed every single day, and you have to get trained. That also we only have to understand what to do. The trainer will not tell us. So what is the message? It's easy to go into acceptance mode and say, okay, fine, yeah, there's a wet towel on the bed. Every day, I'll have an extra task of taking the towel and then maybe going and putting it outside or whatever to dry. Once that acceptance comes, you will notice that since you've already learned, muscles have been developed, then the trainer will stop giving you the training. There is no longer going to be a wet towel on the bed. That is going to happen because these trainers are meant to keep giving you something for a reason. And until that happens, until the acceptance happens genuinely, they will not change. Okay. So they are telling you that you've gotten yourself into a negative feeling frequency and you need to feel better and to move off it. No one can come into your life and affect you negatively unless you are already on the negative frequency. If you're feeling frequency of love, it won't matter how tough or negative someone is, they will not and cannot affect you. So like I said, in the past, you were not 100% in some situations. Rather, those are those lives that you've led where you were not in 100% love. And you've learned something which is not equal to 100% love. Okay. So for the soul, the journey is to get to 100% love. So wherever there are certain portions of you where there is no 100% love, that portion will have to get trained to go to 100% love. Okay. So that training will continue to keep coming in different experiences from different people, from different objects, from different situations. So you need to, first of all, understand that this is happening. Then application of whatever we are discussing in this class, then it comes later. First, you have to accept, oh yeah, okay, these people are there in my life for a certain reason. They'll keep doing like this for a certain reason. So I will accept it the way they are and get my head into order, because I'm here to change. I'm here to become 100% love myself. So if that is the agenda, if that is the objective, then there is no other objective in life. There is no objective to send your kids to Harvard. There's no objective to send your kids to some IIT, IIM. There is no such objective. There is no objective to even earn money. The only objective in your life is to bring 100% love. And that will come through all of these people. Once you start going to 100% love, 100%, so the predominant portion of your being, the more it goes to 100% love, money, health, relationships, everything will start falling into place. You don't have to even ask, because the nature of love is to attract abundance and prosperity naturally. It's like they say, right? Lakshmi comes wherever there is Narayan. It's a saying in the Hindu scriptures. What is Narayan? Narayan means you have perfected the art, or you have almost perfected the art of seeing God or seeing love in every single situation, experiences, all of those things. If you already are in that state through your karma yoga, which means in everybody you're seeing the divine thing, which is love. If you've learned to give love to everything, everyone, then Lakshmi will naturally come. What is Lakshmi? Nothing but abundance, prosperity, and all of those things. So which is why they call it Lakshmi. They call it Narayan. So wherever there is Narayan, automatically Lakshmi will come, means this is the meaning. So each person is just doing their job, just as you are doing your job of being a personal trainer to others. There are no enemies. There are only great pets, and some are tough pets who are making you great. See, when you are giving an experience to somebody else, and you, like, for example, let's say if I'm giving an experience of being an educator to one of my client, so I have to think that for me, of course, this book is still talking slightly about duality, but if we talk about oneness, then I'm the only person who's changing, right? So like I discussed in the beginning of this class, they are teaching me something as a student, and I have to understand over a period of time. If I don't understand also, that's okay. As long as I'm in acceptance mode, whatever has to come in my understanding will eventually come. Because the only way to bring more energy into me, more awareness into me, and ensure that I become lighter and lighter and lighter, and then go higher and higher and higher towards my soul status, that is by not being in resistance. Then only we can be able to get that knowledge. Okay, we will okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a few more. We will stop here, and I'll do one daily teaching, and after that we will. Which is this law of attraction? Let me see. Okay, we'll finish off this. Okay. The law of attraction is a sticky business. When you rejoice in another person's good fortune, their good fortune sticks to you. When you admire or appreciate anything about the other person, you're sticking those qualities to yourself. But when you think or discuss negative things about someone else, you are sticking those negative things to you too, and you're putting them into your own life. See, this is all of this learning, right? It is meant for you. It is not meant for other people in your life. Who are other people? Other people are just a reflection of you. Okay, you can't teach reflections. You only have to teach yourself. Like, for example, I can see, like my mother and all that, right? I can see some of the things that are different, like she might be gossiping with her sisters or something like that. I can observe. I have a choice. The mirror is showing me that I'm able to see some of these things, but am I getting disturbed about it, and am I going to change them? Hey, don't gossip. Okay. She's doing her gratitude and all that. So obviously there is this inclination to say, hey, don't do gossip. If you are doing gossip and all of those things, again, you are bringing that to yourself. Or if you keep saying, oh, I am tired, my body is like this, and whatever, I'm always tired, I'm always tired. If you keep doing all of these things, again, so I can be in acceptance of whatever she is. Okay, there was a time when I told her, don't do like this because it's going to again affect your own energy. But did they change? They didn't change. Because I was not into acceptance, right? So because I was not into acceptance, the robot trainer is constantly doing the same thing. Every single trainer in front of you is robotic. They will keep doing the same thing. Even if you tell them don't do, they still keep doing the same. That's what that is why they are just reflections. They are just robots. They will not change. So then I went into acceptance. Okay, I'm not here to change other people. I'm not here to make them think this is the right version of you, because I believe it's the right version of you. So I just stopped. So it made me more peaceful that I am in acceptance mode. And it was like, a lot of energy was saved by discussing about all of these things. So when you see somebody, when you see good qualities in somebody else, when you see good happening in front of you, open your heart and appreciate it. Because if you are not appreciating it, which means you are not you're not engaging all your sense organs, or at least some of your sense organs, in communicating to yourself about how you feel about it. So when that experience came in front of you, right? When the trainer is teaching you to be in love, so what is you being in love? Is silence being in love? Is not reacting being in love? So being in love is to engage your senses how much of a way you can and talk about it. If it is Facebook, if it is this, that, whatever, express it out. Many of us we don't express it at all. We don't open it out. So bring it out. And if something is when something is negative and all of those things, then also see what is happening within yourself, and then get to that acceptance mode that, hey, how do I get to love? Now there is a negative thing happening in front of me. I don't like this person. I don't like what she wrote. I don't like what she's telling. So there is that resistance. Don't write all this. Don't say all this. If you say all this, will it change? They say, just take a walk. I'm going to keep doing the same thing. So but it's easier to go into acceptance mode and say, hey, this is how the universe wanted that experience to come to me. She's a trainer, or he's a trainer. He's coming in front of me, and then he's written this paragraph, or he's telling this video, or he's telling these things. And I don't like it. As of now, I don't like it. So I'm just going to accept things the way they are. Yeah, there is a difference of opinion. It's okay. It can happen. And first, acceptance. Then understanding that, oh, they are trainers, they are teaching me how to love. I'm actually showing negativity. I'm not in love as of now. Then, oh, thank you, personal trainer. At least there you can show gratitude. Topic, you may not agree. It may still feel negative to you, but thank you for being a personal trainer. Thank you for coming in front of me and helping me understand that I'm in conflict. So that much at least you can do. Start from there. So from there, if you start, it will happen. I mean, that happened in my life recently, where there were some things that were coming to me where I did not like. There were certain people in my life that I was not able to connect to what they are saying because of that internal, ego issues that I had. So what did I do? I recognized that I had an ego issue, but did I try to change it? No, I did not try to change it. I just said, yeah, I have an ego issue. I will just sit with it. I'm a driver. The person who brought the awareness that I have this ego issue will also help me resolve it. As soon as that acceptance came, that ego I had with that person.
Please repeat it again, what you have said.
I was just telling that if you don't like something about somebody, like they said, right? When you don't, what is that? When you discuss or think or negative things about somebody else, you are sticking those negative things to you and you are putting them into your life. So I am telling that recently I saw a few things happening in front of me, which I was rather that person, the person's personality was somehow challenging, so not challenging, it was like it was disturbing my ego. There was an inferiority complex. I used to have a lot of self-esteem issues before, so there was some aspect of my self-esteem issues probably that I had to resolve. So when it came in front of me, I recognized, yes, I'm in this state as of now. In the past, I would avoid even rather seeing those videos, seeing those posts or whatever, I would avoid. But later on, once I started recognizing that, yes, I have this issue, then I just sat with it. I thought, okay, yeah, I'm in acceptance mode. Let me go into acceptance. Yes, I have this. I did not try to change it. I did not go in search of how do I remove this? It is bad, all this. I didn't do any such thing. So once that acceptance mode that I am just a driver, and driver has just got the awareness that there is this experience that is coming in front of me, which is challenging my ego. That's it. The driver will still continue to keep going on and on and on. Someday, at some point, that ego issue also some other experience will come and take away that also. Let it come whenever it wants. Until then, I will be in peace. So that is what I wanted to do, and I did. And as soon as I went into acceptance mode, as soon as I went into that, ego was not there anymore. It sort of calmed me down. There was a different feeling that came, and then that ego went away. So this law of attraction is brilliant, I should say, because when you are doing your part, it will do its part brilliantly. And I'm actually witnessing it. Okay. So I am, the more I learn and the more I apply, I'm actually able to see it brilliantly. So you also remember some of these things and then continue to keep applying it in your life. So the more you apply this in your life, the better and better you'll see the results. The law of attraction is responding to your feelings. Whatever you give, you receive. And so if you stick a label on any person, circumstance, or event in your life, you're sticking the label onto you. That's what you will receive. So as of now, I don't know whether we are in a state where we can 100% follow all these things, because without our knowledge also we are judging. Without our knowledge also we are basically doing many things. We cannot get to 100% love. We may, wherever we were giving 20% love in the past and it came in front of us, we may probably jump to 30%. We may jump to 50%. And then the universe will keep doing this. It will keep upgrading each of the non-love experiences in our life. And then we will keep upgrading it. Like we cannot jump to version 5. You have to jump from version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, and version 5 in every area of your life, especially in areas where we have tough personal trainers. We will have small jumps. We may not have a very big jump. Now, this is fantastic news because it means that you can stick everything you love and want you to, It means you can stick everything you love and want to you by looking for the things you love in other people and saying yes to them with all your heart. So one way the book is teaching is when that negativity in other person is glaring at you and like you can't even close your eyes to it, all you have to do is force yourself to look at what you love inside them. And people in this class have actually applied it and they've seen it work with their family, where it was literally like a divorce situation and all that. People have literally forced themselves to be able to see good things in their spouse, and they have saved their marriage also. The world is your catalog, and when you understand the power of your love, it is a full-time job noticing everything you love in other people. But it is easiest and best way to change your whole life. It beats struggle and suffering. All you have to do is notice the things you love in other people and turn away from the things that you don't love. so you don't give them any feelings. How easy is that? See, what you see as negative is exactly how you have developed a habit of not being in love. So don't add more fuel to not being in love status. So increase your habits of going to love state. That is when it will slowly improve. Taking the first footstep with a good thought, the second with a good word, and the third with a good deed, I enter paradise. So very beautiful thing. First step with a good thought, second step with a good word. So he's speaking it out, and third step with a good deed, I enter paradise. So next class, we will start from gossip is sticky too. Now I'll just do one more daily teaching. There is no doubt that when using the law of attraction for the good of everyone, you are connecting yourself to great power. However, the law is also available to you individually so that you may live your life to the fullest. When you live your life to the fullest, you have so much more to give others. Your pain and misery does not help the world, but your joy and life lived fully uplifts the world. So the best gift that you can give to the world is by being a person full of joy, full of happiness and all that. You don't have to keep jumping and bubbling and all of those things. But if you are emitting radiations of positivity, emitting radiations of seeing good in everyone, being in gratitude, being in acceptance, those vibrations are automatically going to change your world. Okay? You don't have to do anything to go and fix somebody else's life to change them the way you want. But if you work on yourself, automatically, like ripples that are created in the water, the entire world is going to change. Imagine if every single person thinks like this, we will automatically be in that fifth dimension where there is only soul state. Okay, we will stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions?
Yeah, Smita, I have a question.
Mhm.
See, if, like you said, to give gratitude always, but if a person is physically abusing anyone, so how can the person who is victim see good in that person? It's become so difficult for her to see anything good when she is physically abused.
See, the situation is that physical abuse also they have only attracted. No, what else can she do? She can, of course, get away from that person. That is one choice. Okay, there was some client where she was getting like this only, and the choice was she can leave that husband and go, because as of now she's not in a mental status to take it in the right spirit and rather work on herself. Like that typical way of working was to acceptance and all of that. She was not in that status. Means, okay, she will postpone that lesson to later. It will come, but she's postponing by improving her energy or something. And then she's saying, okay, if I'm in, now my energy status is, let's say 50%. So this abuse I'm not able to handle. So I'll leave this person and go. And then some point in your life, that soul only will bring that experience back again. Then again, that husband will start abusing. But then she will be more empowered to say, hey, you can't do this to me. And then she will stop back, or she will maybe do something where that guy will stop. So either way, it's her thing only to handle it. Okay, it's her job only to be able to handle that experience. There is no other choice. Today or tomorrow, she has to handle it. So some people get away from that husband and they handle like this. Some people stay in the house, and then if they have this kind of awareness, then it's easily changeable. Like I know people who have gotten out of their situations like this. In the same marriage, they have been in the same marriage, and then they have actually worked it out. It
If they
depends on the
decide,
person.
okay, Smita, if they decided to live in that house only with the same husband, then and if she is getting this awareness also, like these classes are coming on her way, then she has to give the gratitude to the husband. The whatever the
It
little
doesn't
bit.
mean she has to look at positives in that person.
Okay.
That person may, in many times, what will happen? They'll be abusive and all that, but they'll
Hmm.
still be working, bringing food to the family.
Okay.
They will probably treat the children properly, but they may not be very nice to the wife. There may be
Okay.
so many such things where that wife has to highlight, make that the highlight and start showing gratitude. Because she did not give love in such a situation, that trainer is trying to train her to love even in this situation.
And one more thing also is that you have given the example that if a husband leave the wet towel and if the wife is constantly saying ki why to leave the wet towel, so will it change the husband? So it means if in the case of children also, if they are not doing their work, small household work, small their duties, if mother is constantly saying and then also they are not doing, so should the mother stop saying to them?
No, tell. But are you telling with a state of expecting them to follow? So
Yeah,
you drop
generally
your
mother,
expectations.
yeah.
So see, everywhere the work is you. I told that is my duty. Then am I expecting them to follow? Yes. If I
Acha, if I
expected, then
told,
again I'm going to get disappointed.
if I told and then leave it, and then also if the child has not done his duty, then what should the mother do at that moment?
See, take the creator only. There are so many things. Let's say, for example, you are doing Gita. All of those things you are learning. Bhagavad Gita has told you all those things, which means the creator has brought all those experiences to you. They are teaching you. Did you learn? Are you following everything? How many times it is every day Gita class? Let's say every week Gita class. So many times it is the creator is constantly telling you. Are you listening? So aren't they kind to you? Aren't they still showing you love? So the universe is not getting tired or irritated or frustrated, even if you are choosing not to follow, even now. It is waiting for you.
Okay, so if the mother has to say to their children, so with love and kindness, she can say like with love and hug, no, beta, you have to do this, you do, it is the
Keep
good
doing.
habit.
You are planting seeds. You are not expecting sprouting that seed. It is sprout when it has to sprout. That energy, see, knowledge
Okay.
plus energy is equal to awareness. Then some more energy is equal to application. You may have planted the seeds, but there may not be enough manure, there may not be enough conditions to make that seed sprout yet. Tomorrow, when they have their own house, for example, or maybe a situation where maybe they'll find a friend who's very, very diligent, then they may understand, oh yeah, I'm not like this, right? So even I have to follow. Something will come and make it sprout. But until then, we have to wait. Can't help it. But if we are constantly seeing them as irresponsible people or something like that, then they will continue to be the same people because we have not accepted them the way they are. You keep doing your duty as a mother, but stop expecting that they have to follow. You be patient. You still keep giving love in your head.
Okay. And
It's
one more thing is,
see, mothering or parenting requires a lot of patience. And that patience combined with love means acceptance, gratitude. See, they have chosen you to be, they have become a personal trainer as little personal trainers. They have come in your life because you may not have learned it from adults. You may had to learn it from little children.
yeah.
Because adults may not keep doing many things that children will do. So as children, they are personal trainers to you. And you have paid them to act like that.
And one more thing is, Smita, that you said that you had a hard relationship with your mother-in-law. That moment of time, you gave gratitude to her. What are the positive things
No,
she
I did
had
not
done?
know gratitude at that time. I
So
gave
what
only blessings.
blessing means ki in way what way? Matlab blessing
I would
ki
just say, Amma, be blessed.
acha be blessed and
I would
step.
just say, be blessed. Like how magic dust topic.
Yeah.
See, in magic dust, what they say is, after doing the magic dust, what the book also says is, say thank you, because doing that blessing, that awareness, oh, I will bless now. That thought coming is also, you're thanking for the thought and the awareness of that blessing. For that, you're thanking. If that was not there, you wouldn't have blessed at all.
And one more thing, you have said that you in the past you had fisher, and with foods and juices also was not going. And when you realize it that something is conflicting and that's what's not going, so it means if we had certain health issues and we are following a good lifestyle, doing all then also the situations are coming, and then also the problem is not. It means besides food, we have to work on some other aspects also. It
Food
means
was never the food is never the root. Food is never going to solve your problem 100%. It is never going to solve. It will rather that expectation that food is going to heal should be dropped. Because what does food do? Healthy food or sattvic food or whatever we do, it will only work by saving energy. In that saving energy, let's say if you had drained so much of energy, but when it saves, the body would have used that energy to heal itself, to do some cleanup. That cleanup has reflected in certain improvements in your lifestyle. But there are so many things which requires a lot more work at a mental level, because you're constantly making it again and again.
it may happen when the body is not showing result after doing the good lifestyle, and it may be happen that body needs your extra love. Maybe you have criticized your body so much in the past that it now needs more and more love.
Absolutely.
That's why it's showing it the symptoms again and again and again.
Yes. See,
So
for
it
me,
means we have to constantly, if they are showing symptoms, showing pain and all these things, then also we should constantly give the gratitude and blessing to our body. We should not disturb with our mind at any moment of time.
Yes, we should not, because when pain happens, pain is that energy that you created. Now, when it is body is detoxing, the pain energy is trying to get released. Now, if it is this big, and this moment also there's pain, 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 this moment also, until the time it's like let's say like pressure cooker, it is coming out. If it is this much of pressure, little, it's keep coming out. Until the entire pressure goes out, then that pressure will not go. We should just be in acceptance. That is why they say be in acceptance mode. You can't change what is already happening. If you try to change, you're just wasting your own energy that would have anyway be used for healing you. Healing you means by removing all those negative, lower frequency emotions. When you go to love, what happens? Every time you are in love, then the lower frequency emotions will be displaced by love. Like how wherever there is darkness, light comes. Huh?
But sometimes sometimes a certain disappointment came when we do so much of thing, then also it is not showing result. Then sometimes the disappointment, expectations generally at a moment of time it reflect. Again, we come into the acceptance mode, but at that moment of time, sometimes the disappointment comes.
It is okay, no? Because we can't be perfectionists. But be grateful for whatever you already did. Okay. Don't be upset for what you couldn't do.
Okay, Smita, got it.
We are all work in progress. See, I may talk about all these things, but even I will make mistakes. Because our habits have become so strong, and that urge to not give love also sometimes is there. No, I will not do. That ego is stronger. In many cases, ego is stronger. So, like I said, right, when ego came, I was just in acceptance mode because I don't know how to change that. Sometimes with all this knowledge also, we may not be able to apply anything because that idea will not come. Then, because that even for idea to come, we need that energy, that grace should be there. And for that grace, we need to say, okay, fine, I'm the driver. Fine, you only gave me this awareness. I will wait for the next experience to come, which will take this situation from my life. So we just have to wait. So waiting will teach us patience, acceptance, everything will come together. Okay, yeah.
Nita, I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, Smita, you were giving two examples, right? One with your mother-in-law where you blessed and accepted her, and you saw a change in her behavior, or, the relationship changed. And one where you were saying that somebody's gossips, but even though, you
I can't
advised
change.
or you changed something, they did not change, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, why is there a difference in these two situations? See, if you've accepted both and you have blessed them and given love to them, why do two different situations show up differently? It's because the lesson is not complete. There is still more work to do, right?
Yes, there is still more work to do. See, what I personally, if you based on this question, what I personally think is, with my mother-in-law, I think I had a lot more opportunity to get the training sessions.
Hmm.
But in other case, I may not have got those training sessions so much because they don't live with me.
And it doesn't bother you so much. So
Yeah, it is not,
the
I'm not
work
able to
is
see
not
it
done.
so much.
Hmm.
So maybe see, until recently, I did not know I had that. And now I'm able to see that, oh yeah, it is bothering me, kind of thing. So but all I could do was accept, because there is no way there are people they will not change, right? They will obviously not change. So it was up to me to accept them the way they are. See, why do we want people to change? We want them to change because we think that we love them, and then it is good that they go on this path. There is well-being and all of that we have in our mind. But what if that is not the lesson at all? The lesson was to accept them the way they are, because it will come. What if that also has come? Something else also will come for us. See, the idea is, when something that we dislike come in front of us, we have been, we have practiced not being in love at some point in the past, which is why now we have got that as a part of our karma to rectify that position. And what is that rectification? Only to go back to love.
Hmm.
That's all is the message in every single dislike that we have in front of us. Every single dislike, there is lack of love. So to get away from lack of love, the only way is to give love. And the only way to give love is to first accept that they will not change. And then gratitude, if it comes, it will come sometimes. Sometimes if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. Okay, at least start with acceptance. Then acceptance is like neutral. Then over and beyond that positivity comes joy and gratitude and all of that. But maybe sometime when energy improves and all that, the gratitude also will come. But least you can say, oh yeah, they are my pets. Thank you for being my pet. Thank you for giving me the awareness that I'm able to see this thing in me. That much of gratitude we can start off with.
Okay. Thanks, Mika.
Yeah.
Smita, I'd like to ask.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is the first session that I'm attending.
Oh, must have been very heavy, yeah?
No, actually, like I'm actually taking some life coaching courses also. So we are going through these also. But today's session has been very good. The fact that, yes, like every situation that we come across where, we find ourselves in a slightly difficult or even more difficult position. Basically, all the situations are meant to teach us something. Yeah, it's there written in the books and all that, but then like you've explained it very well today. I'm really grateful to you. Yes, and I hope I can attend more of your sessions like this.
You can see some of the recordings. We are actually in the 24th day. So all the recordings are there on the group description. Are you there in the group?
No, actually, I got this link from Miss Anita Singh. I don't.
Anita, yeah. So I'll send it on the chat. The group link I'll send on the chat. You can join the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
On the group description, the playlist is also there. You can check out all the links.
Yeah, thank
From
you very
day
much.
one. Yeah.
Yes.
What was your question?
No,
No question.
yeah,
Okay.
actually, no, like, yes, of course, I can just share some experience of mine. Like, at one time I was there in a hospital and I was really cribbing, like I didn't like the place. I didn't like the walls. They were very dirty and all that. So the junior doctor actually came and asked me, so how are you? I said, I don't like this place. So he said, no, okay, that is fine. But how are you? How is your health? I said, okay, my health is fine. Okay, that all is fine. Like, I mean, all this happened. And then when I came back home and all that, while I was recovering, I just remembered that, like, the junior doctor had been such a great trainer for me, that I'm looking at things, which are just so small and all. And I was not being grateful about, recovering from illness and all that. So, yes.
Yeah, he brought your focus back to your health.
Yeah.
And there are so many such people. I think we've taught something called the magic book in the past. Last month we taught the magic book. In that they say give gratitude to all these people who were able to bring love back into your life. And this is one such situation where this doctor was able to bring focus back on something that was already working well or good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Any other questions?
Smita, what was the full form of VVGP, PET, and POSE?
Vyakti, Vastu, Paristhiti, and Ghatna. Like person's
Vastu can be
object.
our own body also, right?
Yes, our own body is also a VVGP.
Okay.
Apart, see, we are like the soul, and
Yeah.
everything else is coming in front of us like a VVGP, trying to teach us something. But we as a soul, we are only in witness mode. When some experience comes in front of us, the conscious mind may not be able to understand everything, but the subconscious mind, which means the soul's subconscious self, which is like the know-it-all self, knows. When somebody comes in front of me with a certain experience, it knows, which means my master knows why we have come to a certain place, what experience we are getting, everything the master knows. But as a driver, I may not know. I may not understand it so much. So it's okay if the driver does not understand. It's okay if your conscious mind does not understand. Assume that your subconscious has understood and accept the situation the way it is. Then you're just getting that flow completely in. You're not altering whatever experience and then taking it to your subconscious. You're sending the flow as is to your master, and your master will make sense. And as it makes sense, we will also keep growing, which means the driver grows along with the master, right? So wherever he's going, we will go. So the consciousness will start growing and growing and growing. So the body will be taken along. Did I confuse you, or you're okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions, or we can close the call? Yeah, just looking. Anything else? Nothing? Anybody wants to share anything? Any good things that are happening in your life? Anybody who has not spoken at all? Nilima, Sita Lakshmi, Pramila, Nalini.
For me, the duality part, right? No good and bad. I feel like can't accept it very well, especially when there is lot of things related to climate, right, which are changing, like not using plastic or doing some of these things. There I get really very irritated and angry because
So what
that
I
is
suggest, Nilima, is
uh, yeah.
say, for example, there are 5 steps in front of you. And when you say that I'm not able to jump 5 steps, Smita, then you can jump 1 step at a time. So how do you jump 1 step at a time? So let's say you see plastic and you're not able to accept it and all that. Wherever you can accept, rather wherever you can change, that you're anyway changing. So wherever you can't change, accept them accept it the way it is. And then say, oh my God, thank you that I got this awareness, and at least in my level of contribution, I'm not giving that plastic contribution to the world. You bring gratitude like that.
Okay, like not get angry there instead of that.
Don't get angry, because what is the use of bringing negativity into your own body and your own mind? Will that change anything? They will still continue to keep using plastic.
Yeah.
Instead, if you bring, like they say, right, if you are able to become the light, then everybody around you, they will see light in their lives. They will stop using plastic because you are in their vicinity.
Mm.
So that is something that you have to do. If you, it's okay to not understand good and bad, because there is so many things that you have to experience even in that duality state. Why did we even come in that duality state? Because there is so much of good things to learn.
One thing is, I just have a question. If you start accepting it, we won't be trying to find a solution for it. Is it not that
No
way?
solution
That
will
is-
come. Solution will come. First of all, you see, why did people do inventions and all of that? Because they accepted the problem the way it is. Acceptance doesn't mean inaction. Acceptance means, yes, the problem cannot be changed. It is a problem. You're not trying to change the thing, and then you're not trying to go and fight that problem. You accepted the problem, and then solution will automatically come to you. You don't have to go looking for a solution. You should, like I said, if you need that 1 liter of water into your life, you need to have a container to receive that 1 liter of water, no? So if you want to be the solution for plastic, you need to be in a very high state. Because if you have to be a person to take, like for example, Satvik movement, she's a very high positive person. So if she's able to reach so many people, it means that her container was very huge to start with. That is why she's able to take that message to the world. If you have to take that plastic message to the world, you need to be a light you need to be that light first, which means you need to be highly vibing in the first place. So how are you going to do that? By constantly being in gratitude, by constantly being in love. Then your belief system that plastic is doing so and so can reach the world. Otherwise, you can't. That is the way life works. You have to be high in vibrations or be in that light. It doesn't matter what is your belief system. It only matters where are you standing in terms of energy. There may be so many people who don't believe plastic is good. They will also be in high energy. There may be so many people who believe plastic is bad. They will also be in high energy. Because they are grateful. They're choosing emotion called gratitude. They're choosing an emotion called love. Plastic does not fall in the emotional energy equation. Understood? So plastic is just a earthly experience. Non-plastic is also an earthly experience.
No, I came from the duality that you say that there is no good or bad.
Correct.
But
There is no good or bad.
Yeah.
That is what I'm trying to say. In this plastic usage, I mean, if I look at it from a whole perspective, plastic usage is also an experience. Non-plastic usage is also an experience. But if I'm not using plastic, but I am very angry or whatever, I'm fighting, but I'm doing, if I'm using plastic and I'm doing I'm choosing negative emotions, and I'm also being a very environmental conscious person and still choosing negative emotions, both are the same to the universe.
Nilima, you can accept that there will always be certain people who will not vibe with this message. They don't think that plastic is such a big deal. But you can put your focus on those people who are working for this, right?
Absolutely.
Who are, trying to educate people like you yourself that there are other eco-friendly alternatives, and you focus on that.
Exactly.
So
See, you will
that
attract people, the right people to you.
yeah.
Today, if you are in negative state, you will attract the similar people to you who are, if you are in resistance, you will attract people who will resist your message also. And one thing that you have to understand is, if you are in certain band of frequency and in duality, the world, the design is such that Positive will be 50%, negative will also be 50%. You can't change. It's like, for example, when you go to China, the way they live, that's how it is. Can you change and tell, oh no, why they don't do Indian culture and all that? You can't go do that, no? Which is what I'm trying to tell you. If you are a guest in that band of duality, duality means dual. There is a 1 and there is a 0. You can't say why. If you try to increase the 1, if you try to work for the 1, 0 will equally increase. Because that is how that world is in balance. If you don't want that, then you need to go beyond that, where there is more of 1 only. 0 is not there. Yes, there is, as you go higher, there is only 1. Where you will see only environmental conscious people. You may never see people who are probably destroying the earth or something. But if you want to see that, you need to change yourself and go higher. Otherwise, you will just jump from 0 to 1, 1 to 0. Let's say, if you don't like this, you will go do this. Then here, so this up and down is like a takdi. What is that called? That
Balance.
balance, right? If you try to increase this also will equally shift. It will come back to balance. That is what is called duality. You cannot fight this. That is why they say to get out of duality, you should not fight duality. You need to accept it the way they are. And automatically you will be shifted to a place where you will want to see what you want to see. You can't fight what you are doing. So like Asha said, and like also what we are saying here, you first elevate yourself. You can't elevate yourself by being negative yourself. Elevating yourself means accepting the way things are. Doesn't mean inaction. You are acting, right? Wherever you get an opportunity, you're talking about it. But don't talk about it in hate. Don't judge other people. But when you think that there is scope for change, speak it out. Tell them.
Understood.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, we will close the call. Thank you so much, friends, for being here on a Saturday. Tomorrow also around the same time. I will just maybe what time in the afternoon, 2:30 or 3 o'clock. I'll probably keep it 3 o'clock itself. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, Smita.
Sorry, what?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Sure.